When you take the time to communicate your needs, your wants, your expectations, your non-negotiables, and none of them are met.
Teach her how to jump and how to stretch when she reach, like the angels do, and you gon' make it through now. Tell about the healer, greater is the one within, and call him as the leader.
Hey lovies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shan. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. It's nice to have you here, by the way. In this video, I really just want to ask you a question. I just need a few minutes out of your day, out of your night, to ask you a quick question, right? Honest responses only. If you walked into a restaurant and you ordered 4 things, you spend the necessary time to go in detail with your order. So let's say you're ordering steak. You tell them you want your steak medium. That's how I have mine. You order mashed potatoes and you tell them not too soft. You take the time. You order asparagus and you're like, I don't want them too soggy. And then you order a drink and you say, I don't drink. I would like to have my drink virgin. Pretty, but virgin. You also go further and you're like, you know, I'll have something sweet. I'm feeling for something nice. And you say, what do you have that does not have dairy in it? They give you a list of options. You choose from that. Your order does not have to sound like mine, but I'm just giving you an example. Whatever it is that you eat, think on these things. When you're done ordering, you ask the waiter or you ask the waitress to repeat to you what you ordered, because you know you like things a particular way. You know that this is the only way you're going to eat it. This is the only way you should be eating it because you also have dietary restrictions. They repeat your order step by step the way you told them. And so everything's great. You wait for your food. It takes a little bit of time, but the food comes out. You find that there's only one thing on that order that came correct. In my case, the only thing that came correct was the steak. However, it was well done. There's no mashed potatoes. They came with rice. There's no asparagus. They brought sweet corn. They brought me a drink that had vodka. What would you do? How would you respond? You might not eat steak, so that might not appeal to you, but it could be chicken, could be fish. But one thing came from your list, but the one thing wasn't even completely correct. How do you respond to that? What do you do? Comment down below, let me know how you would respond in that case. I asked the same question on, I believe, my WhatsApp, and I got different responses. There are people that say it depends on what it is. They might try to play ball. There are people who said absolutely not. I would send everything back. I'm not ordering anything else, because clearly they must be kind of slow. There's someone else that said I would not eat there because obviously they do not pay attention. And I got a number of responses. There are people that said they would give them an opportunity to take the food back and correct it, and you know, different responses, which is really what I wanted to hear. What would you do? And of course, if you haven't figured it out by now, this has nothing to do with food. This has nothing to do with a restaurant. This has nothing to do with a waiter or a waitress. How do you respond when you make it clear what you want in a relationship and you don't get it? When you take the time to communicate your needs, your wants, your expectations, your non-negotiables, and none of them are met, or there's one or barely met, how do you respond? Do you spend years sending them back to correct it, hoping that one day they'll get it right, hoping that eventually, after stressing me out long enough, they'll finally figure out what it is that I did say that I want? Do you send everything back and decide, no, you don't care to pay attention to details, so I'm not interested? Do you accept everything that you get? Do you say, well, you know what, it is food and I am hungry, so I'll accept it and I'll eat it and hopefully it tastes good enough? Do you eat to your detriment because you might be allergic to what was offered to you? And even though you said that, you decide, I'll just take some Benadryl later on. How do you respond when you communicate what you want and this person either doesn't pay attention or doesn't think you're important enough to pay attention to meet your needs, or hears you, makes it clear that they heard you but chose not to offer to you what you want? Do you just accept what other people give to you because it's better than nothing? Because I see a lot of people do that. They know this is not what I want, but they're like, you know what? At least it's something. At least I get to eat. At least I get to have someone. So I just wanted to get on here to ask you, to challenge you, to provoke thought. How do you respond when you do not get what you want, the things that are important to you, the things that are pretty much life and death? Because if your entire life, your happiness, your joy, your contentment, your peace lies on that, then it kind of sounds like life or death to me. This isn't anything for me to share how I feel on the matter or anything. That's not what this video is about. It was really to ask you a question that you can ask to yourself. Feel free to comment down below and let me know. How would you respond if everything that you ordered came back wrong, or one thing came but that really wasn't what you asked for? Share this video with a friend of yours. Say nothing. Do not share your opinion with them. Do not tell them how you feel on the matter. Just share it with them to provoke some thought. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. Also, hit the notification bell so that you be notified every time I upload a video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye!
Teach her how to hold a pretty hand up to the sky.